like to give you some tips for the Chapter 4 assignment. And the first tip is the one that I usually give, which is go to the textbook website and get the chapter updates. There are a couple for the case studies and also some other important ones as well. So please do that before you get started reading the chapter. And then I'm hoping that you're watching the online lectures, and possibly if you need to, you can make a copy of the handout that has the script that I've read from when I'm doing them. So anyhow, feel free to do that. Some students like to do that before they read the chapter. Sometimes students like to do that after they read the chapter. I also wanted to encourage you to, in your book, maybe mark the places where there are where the tasks are, where you need to match up what you've got with what is in the book. Some of the tasks in the assignment actually go through several pages and several iterations, and so that might be easier if you mark that. Sometimes students like to make a printout of this, and they can check off this is the assignment, make a check off of everything that they've done so that they don't get lost. Chapter 4 covers graphics, so it's a lot of fun. And most of the graphics that you need to use, or all of them I should say, are included in the student data files, which you should already have on your computer. I'm also asking students to optimize an image, one of I think 3 or 4 that I have provided on the website. And optimizing means getting the smallest file size for the best quality image so that your pages don't take too long to download. And in order to optimize an image, you need to use some sort of image editing program. So some of you may have a program that came with your computer. Macs, for example, come with iPhoto, and you could use iPhoto for doing this. Windows, I think Windows Office, the Office has a image editor in it. Or you may have a digital camera that came with some sort of image editing software. So you can use any of that. Or you could also use something called Picasa, which is one of the Google apps. It's free. There are versions for several of the Windows versions and also for the Mac. And I've created a tutorial for using it, and then also I've got some written instructions that you may want to look at, and there's a link to the written instructions as well. Anyhow, so you may want to use that as you're going to optimize one image for me. You're also going to be learning some very fun new CSS3 things, box shadows, text shadows, and then also rounded corners. And so I think that that'll be a lot of fun, and the files that you need to work with and the images that you need to work with and all of that are also included. And let's see. Case study this time. You're going to be adding a 3rd page to your case study, and you're going to be adding a lot of images to your case studies. All of those images, again, are provided for you in the student data files. I think that's about it. There is a fair amount in this chapter. Some of it is, I'm not going to emphasize too much. Image mapping, it's kind of, out of the scope of what we're trying to do this quarter. Creating sprites, that's another thing that's out of the scope of what we're trying to do this quarter. So most of the things that I really want you to focus on are in the assignment. But this is a fairly long chapter, so once again, I'm going to give you the advice of getting started early. And again, I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I hope that you find that to be the case as well.